investment here in the country. What we ask of you is that there are desks outside with a lot of information that will help you make the investment decision. So please, ask all the questions, get all the materials you can get. And in the spirit of empowerment, the presentation will be done by two of my colleagues. Diana, who is our desk manager for China, she's one of TIC's most famous faces in China, as well as Hamis Dunia from ZIPA, who also oversees China. Thanks to both of them for making this event a success. Thank you.
Greetings, all protocols observed. As introduced by my executive director, my name is Diana Ladislaus Momanga from Tanzania Investment Center, in charge of China Desk. Tanzania Investment Center as a whole, we are a government institution under the President Office, Planning and Investment. Our main key roles are to oversee investment as a whole, but also to ensure promotion of investment opportunities to prospective investors who have interest to invest in our country, and for you to understand the respective sectors that are able to invest and how to go forward to invest in the country. And secondly is for facilitation, whereby it is our role to ensure you as investors that you are well facilitated to have a soft landing of your investment, to ensure all your certifications, licenses, and registrations are done and completed. But thirdly is policies, whereby we also act as the middle person between the government and the investor to ensure that you have a conducive investment environment and all policies are favorable to the investors, and advise the government where necessary on policies issues. But we also provide incentives to our investors, of which are mainly in two categories, of which are the tax incentives in general to help you with their importation exemptions in your project capital goods, your deemed capital goods, and your VAT deferments. But also for the non-tax to ensure that you have land for your investment, to ensure that you meet our right personnel, of which you see outside, some of them are there representing our one-stop shop. So that is also part of our non-tax incentive, to ensure that you meet the right personnel to guide you on the way forward of your investment, but also to ensure that you have the right guidance from them for your way forward your investment as a whole. And also for your expatriates that you do choose to hire in the country, it's not a problem, you're welcome. And for them also to train the locals to have that kind of technology. And you'll be able to have 10 expatriates. If you need more, our team is ready to facilitate you to ensure that they also have the right permits to work here. Regardless, if you would want to repatriate your funds, it's not a problem. You're able to repatriate your funds. There is no any kind of restriction when it comes to that. So in a nutshell, in a summary, that's about TAC. We'll have a promotional video of which will show you a glimpse of the existing companies from China that have invested in Tanzania, for you to see their real circumstances and the operations of the investment, and how TAC really facilitates them in their investment. So we also welcome you as prospective investors to invest in Tanzania, and as TAC, we are readily available to facilitate you and to ensure that your investment has a soft landing. Welcome. Shishya.
Good morning all. My name is Hamis Dunia, all protocol observed. I am from ZIPA, the Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority, while Director Ted and Diana was talking about TIC, the investment opportunity in Tanzania mainland. And for us, ZIPA, we are dealing with the investment activity based in Zanzibar, another side of the union. So Zanzibar is an island surrounded by the Indian Ocean, so the main development agenda for Zanzibar is the blue economy. So when you talk about blue economy in Zanzibar, we talk about investment opportunity in maritime trade and transportation. We talk about tourism and hospitality. We talk about deep sea fishing and aquaculture. We talk about exploration of oil and gas in Zanzibar. So for those of you who are interested to invest in Zanzibar, ZIPA is the gateway. So welcome, come to invest with us, and we're here to facilitate you. And apart from the diversified investment opportunity available in Zanzibar, also the conducive business environment in Zanzibar, the incentive investment package available. So I urge you, please, it's now the time to invest in Zanzibar. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now play the promotional video that will give you the experience of Chinese investor in Tanzania. On that note, I would also like to mention that our colleague Diana speaks Chinese and my colleague Hamisi is fluent in Turkish. Thank you.
Tanzania is growing. The economic environment is becoming very friendly nowadays.
Everyone can have opportunity here. The market is very big.
The Tanzania government is really encouraging foreign investment with conducive business environment.
中国和坦桑尼亚之间的关系一直以来都是密切、友好和合作的，有着悠久的历史渊源。在过去的60年里，中国和坦桑尼亚双边在人文关系、商业、投资、文化以及国际论坛合作上有着广泛和频繁的互动。近年来，两国关系已发展成为一种现代关系，双方相互理解，经济多元合作，在教育、医疗保健、采矿、制造、科技和金融等多个贸易和投资领域建立合作伙伴关系。坦桑尼亚是一个资源富饶的国家，面积94.5万平方公里，拥有非洲最高的山峰、世界著名的旅游景点、广阔的耕地、丰富的矿产和天然气、数个大型湖泊以及1424公里的海岸线和港口。海岸线的港口服务6个内陆国家。然而，超过6000万人口是这个国家最大的资产。未来70年，坦桑尼亚预计将成为世界第10大人口大国，成为经济强国。坦桑尼亚正在迅速成为制造和组装业的首选之地。最近，对中坦工业园、卡马卡、Elswedy、Kamo 等现有的工业园区进行了大量投资。这些工业园区提供了齐全的基础设施配套，制造商可以入驻并设厂，制造生产他们的产品，并通过工业区旁边的铁路线将产品运送到达累斯萨拉姆港，然后发往世界各地。坦桑尼亚是几个优惠贸易协定的一部分。这些协定提供了进入主要市场的机会，其中包括通过 EBA 进入欧洲市场，通过 AGOA 进入美洲市场，以及凭中国和印度等大型市场，使坦桑尼亚成为最佳投资目的地。凭借这一潜力，预计到2030年，该国经济每年将吸引约300亿美元的投资，几乎是目前的10倍。坦桑尼亚政府在萨米亚苏鲁图哈桑博士的卓越领导下，正在积极努力将国家建设成为一个拥有高技能人才的现代化、快速增长工业化和中等收入经济体。中国一直是坦桑尼亚转型之旅的一部分，其与坦桑尼亚的历史和经济关系就是明证。目前，中国是坦之一。双边贸易额超过50亿美元。自1997年以来，中国在坦注册项目超过1236个，总价值超过中型企业，其中包括投资于战略经济领域的高科技和战略公司。其中，蓝宝石普法玻璃坦桑尼亚有限公司是一个特殊的战略项目。采用坦桑尼亚80%以上的原材料生产普法玻璃，在坦桑尼亚蓬勃发展。
Thanks to the Tanzania government, Tanzania President Mama Samia and the TNC government officials give our fully support, so make us quickly building this manufacturer within 1 year. Total value of our project around $311 million. Now this manufacturer you can see is the biggest and also the first float glass manufacturer in East and Middle Africa country.
柯达坦桑尼亚陶瓷有限公司已建立东非最大的工厂之一，生产瓷砖，满足快速增长的建材市场，并正在享受在坦桑尼亚的投资。
Tanzania is very safe. Socially is very stable. We start produce in 2017. We have some products need to export, such as we export to Kenya and South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, and outside of Tanzania country.
中坦工业园建立了东非和中非最大的工业园之一，旨在以现成的工业基础设施吸引更多投资者来坦桑尼亚投资。
The industrial park will be accommodating more than 200 big industries. We estimate we will invest the infrastructure was more than $327 million. But the investment from the investors together we estimate more than $3 billion.
作为坦桑尼亚第一家婴儿尿布制造商，现已扩大生产肥皂和卫生巾等其他用品和产品。有吸引力的投资环境是其成功的一个因素。
Tanzania have very potential growth market here because we have large amount of the people. So I think in the future, maybe the market will grow in the future. So I think it's a very good opportunity for the potential investor to Tanzania.
作为良好投资环境的证明，其他大型投资都在建设阶段。东非商业和物流中心就是其中之一，也是同类项目之一。建成后，有望成为东非和中非最大的商业和物流中心。
This is the most important like business platform. Here we get a lot of good policy and promotions.
坦桑尼亚商界在以下9个关键机会领域伸出了合作之手：制造业、园艺农业和农产品加工、采矿和矿物加工、畜牧业价值链、纺织和服装、旅游业、陆地和海洋运输及物流中心的物流、制药、汽车工业。这些是坦桑尼亚利润最高、增长最快的行业。因为国内市场的不断增长，人口超过6000万，中产阶级不断壮大。坦桑尼亚是东非和南部非洲经济共同体的一部分。如果您在坦桑尼亚生产，您可以销往超过16个国家，拥有超过4.5亿人口。我们有最好的经济政策，通货膨胀和债务水平在我们地区最低。我们在允许投资者在世界任何地方注册其业务。投资者现在可以通过坦桑尼亚投资中心的一站式便利中心获得执照、许可证、证书和其他批准优质服务。我们为中国投资者设立了专门的服务台，每年吸引不少于30亿美元的投资。坦桑尼亚是非洲最安全、最佳的投资目的地。坦桑尼亚准备好了，投资中心准备好了。萨米亚苏鲁胡哈桑博士阁下，欢迎您成为坦桑尼亚中国经济关系下一个增长篇章的一部分。快来坦桑尼亚投资吧
Excellent. Thank you very much. I think you saw in the video from the Tanzania Investment Center, the opportunities are endless and boundless. Tupo pamoja, kazi iendelee. And now I wish to welcome a gentleman that you've seen on the screen, Mr. Johnson Huang, Chairman of the Chinese Enterprises Association in Tanzania. He'll be discussing the investment and trade. You've seen a little bit in the video. Please put your hands together as I welcome Mr. Johnson to
protocol served because today, because of time constraint, so let me be very brief. China Enterprises Association is a newly established association recognized by the Ministry of Commerce in China and guided by the Chinese Embassy in Tanzania. And we have a big number of Chinese enterprises in the association. So the purpose is to promote trade and investment in Tanzania. And yesterday, our Jinhua delegation with 60 companies led by Secretary of CPC Jinhua Committee, Mr. Zhu, visited the Sinotai Industrial Park and welcomed by Regional Commissioner of Coastal Region. So it shows that the Tanzania government is very supportive to the investors. And today you can see we have such big China-Tanzania Investment Forum aimed to promote investment between China and Tanzania. And as TIC has just said that Tanzania is the best destination for investment. Under leadership of Her Excellency President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan is creating very conducive business environment to attract foreign investors and local investors. So we are at the best timing, at the best age. So let's say welcome to invest in Tanzania. Tanzania is the best destination for investment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. Now let's take another look. Take a look at another video, and this is a promotion video for Jinhua City, ladies and gentlemen.
Jinhua, situated in the heart of Zhejiang province in eastern China, hosts a municipal area of 11,000 square kilometers and a permanent population of 7.16 million. In 2023, Jinhua's gross domestic product reached 601.133 billion yuan, with the per capita disposable income of 61,700 yuan. With its rich history and a galaxy of talents, Jinhua is renowned as the birthplace of rice cultivation at the Shangshan ruins. The city also provides itself on the picturesque ecological environment and excellent transportation infrastructure that has established it as a national hub for land transportation. Moreover, Jinhua thrives with vibrant market and flourishing industries, boasting 18 industrial clusters with an annual output exceeding 10 billion yuan each. Notably recognized both domestically and internationally are China Yiwu International Trade City, Hengdian World Studios in Dongyang, and Yongkang China Technology Hardware City. In recent years, Jinhua has been committed to implementing the policy of sincerity, truthfulness, affinity, and good faith towards Africa proposed by President Xi Jinping, actively participating in the joint construction of Belt and Road Initiative. Within the framework of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, Jinhua has continuously promoted pragmatic cooperation with Africa and successfully held high-quality Forum on China-Africa Economic and Trade Relations for 6 consecutive years. By focusing on cultural and educational exchanges, as well as economic and trade cooperation, Jinhua has established a more recognizable and influential Jinhua model for China-Africa cooperation. The people of Jinhua and Africa are always on intimate terms with each other, forging ahead on the path of solidarity and cooperation. Jinhua has established sister city partnerships with 10 cities of 7 African countries. The cooperation between Jinhua and Africa has a strong foundation. Soyuan Village in Jinhua has been constructed the only village-level museum with African style in China, becoming the ancient village model featured by International Cultural Studies. Since 2015, Zhejiang Wu Opera Troupe has performed in 12 African countries, deeply favored by the local people in Africa. Located in Jinhua, Zhejiang Normal University has been engaged in long-term research on Africa. The Institute of African Studies in ZJMU is the first comprehensive institute specifically for African studies in domestic. The university has trained more than 10,000 African international students, conducted nearly 300 Africa-related research and training programs, and trained more than 6,000 African officials, experts, and scholars. Historically, there have been numerous highlights in economic and trade cooperation between Jinhua and Africa. Jinhua has established trade relations with all countries and regions in Africa. In 2023, the city's imports and exports to Africa amounted to 116.85 billion yuan, accounting for 5.9% of the country's total imports and exports to Africa. Approximately 30,000 Jinhua businessmen have been active in Africa for years, while 5,000 African merchants have established businesses and trade entities in Jinhua. Both sides' cooperation in investment and trade has been continually expanding, with a large number of Jinhua enterprises actively engaging in Africa's industrialization process. In the future, Jinhua-Africa cooperation will generate stronger impetus. 2024 marks the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and Tanzania, and the comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries is poised to advance to a new level. Jinhua and Tanzania have a deep foundation of cooperation. On November 4, 2022, during Tanzanian President H.E. Samia Suluhu Hassan's visit to China, Zhejiang Tanzania Trade and Investment Development Exchange Conference was held in Jinhua, vigorously pushing China-Tanzania practical cooperation to a new level. China and Africa are collaboratively exploring the dynamic implementation of modernization, while jointly advancing the historic cause of win-win cooperation, harmonious coexistence, and shared prosperity among civilizations. We eagerly anticipate partnering with African nations to prioritize economic, trade, and cultural collaboration, consistently hosting the Forum on China-Africa Economic and Trade Relations and Cultural Cooperation. With relentless joint efforts, we strive to build an even stronger China-Africa community with a shared future.
I would like to invite you all international students to come to Jinhua, come for a visit because of the beautiful landscapes in Jinhua. This will help you to understand more about Chinese culture.
In Jinhua, we have a lot of friends from different countries. Jinhua is a city where you can find people from all around the world. If you want to make money, if you want to pursue your study, Jinhua is the place to be. So, welcome to Jinhua.
Jinhua, it's a very good place. It's become a bridge between China and Africa. We welcome you all. Come to Jinhua.
Wow, thank you very much for the invitation to Jinhua. And now, two main speeches before we welcome our guest of honor. It's my great pleasure, with your hands, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome a presentation by Mr. Jiang Shenlei, the chairman of CCPIT, Jinhua Committee on Jinhua Industry and its Corporation.
先生们、 朋友们，大家上午好。很荣幸能为大家介绍金华的产业发展情况，展示金华对非合作的特色优势，共商合作，共谋发展。金华有得天独厚的对外开放优势，金华开放通道畅连全球，是全国性的综合交通枢纽，是陆上、海上、网上3大通道的重要节点。每天有近500列高速经停，国内货运专线直达320个大中城市，一星翁班列连通50多个国家。海上义陇州大通道、城东接西3条海铁联运班线，直通世界第1大港宁波舟山港。网上跨境电商连通全球，快递业务量居全国第1，平均每天有3750万件快递发往世界各地。金华对外贸易全国领先，与全球230多个国家和地区建立了贸易关系。进出口、出口和进口规模于2023年分别突破7000亿元、6000亿元、1000亿元。在中国外贸10强城市中位列第7，出口规模列全国主要城市第6。金华是全国保温杯壶、电动工具、牛仔面料、摩托车及零部件等产品的重要出口基地，全国80%的圣诞用品、1半的保温杯壶、1/3的电动工具、1/7的牛仔面料从这里销往全球。金华开放平台功能凸显，是改革开放的重要先行区和试验田，拥有中国浙江自贸试验区金益片区、跨境电商综合试验区等一批重大开放平台，有1流的营商环境和完善的政策体系支撑，正在实施200多项国家级、省部级的改革，国家和地区建立了贸易关系。2023年，全市对非贸易中非经贸和文化论坛开展了80多场交流会，津巴布韦综合金华欢迎大家，谢谢大家。
Dongyang enjoys the fame of prosperity and enchanting scenery throughout its history. It has a total area of 1,007. Life of the exported films are produced here.
目前，我们正按照金华市委部署，锚定橄榄链主战场，打造磁性材料、生物医药及植入性医疗器械、智能光伏及新型储能、纺织服装等7条重点产业链，加快培育工业发展的新优势。2、影视文旅方面，依托中国好莱坞横店影视城的强大优势，我们构建了从剧本创作、现场拍摄、后期制作、发行放映到衍生品开发交易的全产业链体系，是中国影视文化产业集聚度最高的区域。目前有影视企业2000余家，包括华谊兄弟、唐德影视等8家中国排名前10的影视企业。中国每年1/4的影视剧、2/3的古装剧、1半的出口电影均出自这里。影视产业的发展还催生了规模近13万的横漂群体，带动服装、化妆、道具等配套产业，以及酒店、餐饮等服务业快速发展，年接待游客近2000万人次。3、现代建筑方面，东洋建筑技艺精湛，源远流长，现有建筑企业452家，其中特级资质总承包企业7家，一级企业72家。2023年，全市共完成建筑业总产值1263亿元，累计获得中国建筑行业工程质量最高奖鲁班奖51支，数县级市第1。东洋建筑大军不 不仅走遍中国，还迈向了全球28个家具专业市场。2023年，全产业链总营收770.3亿元。同时，我们还积极推进木雕家居和建筑、装修等跨界融合，拓展全屋整装、装修定制等新业务。每年举办中国木雕竹编工艺美术博览会，致力打响美红墨到东洋、专中色找东洋的品牌。女士们、先生们、朋友们，中国和非洲是好兄弟、好伙伴。近年来，我们在金华市委的坚强领导下，东洋深入践行习近平总书记提出的真实倾城对非政策理念和正确利益观，积极融入“一带一路”建设，积极开展对非交流合作。经贸方面，近5年，我市累计对非洲的对外承包工程营业额达13.1亿美元，占东洋对外承包总营业额的82.4%。文化方面，我们积极推动影视作品在非洲上线播出，欢愉影视的《力歌行》《膳食》等，已在包括坦桑尼亚在内的30多个国家播出。教育方面，我市浙江广厦建设职业技术大学累计招收60名非洲学生，共读工艺美术、建筑工程等专业。在教师和学生交流互动方面，也开展了深入的合作。今天我们相聚在美丽的达市，代表着一个全新的开始。坦桑尼亚人文历史悠久，自然资源丰富，地理条件优越，发展潜力巨大。希望我们以此次为契机，在经贸、文化、教育、旅游等领域开展更加深入的交流与合作，相互赋能，互利共赢。我们也将积极为双方企业牵线搭桥，全力以赴为双方合作保驾护航，同时也热诚欢迎各位朋友到东洋参观考察、旅游观光、投资兴业，谱写中坦交流合作新篇章。最后，衷心祝愿女士们、先生们、朋友们身体健康，事业兴旺。谢谢大家。
May we have our hands once again, ladies and gentlemen, for the two presentations. And so we have invitations from 2 municipalities now, and it's all up to us to be welcome and to invest. Ladies and gentlemen, as we await our VIP guests to arrive, may I please present to you an artist who forms part of the group of Tanzania's finest poet, Mrisho Mpoto. Her name is Mariam, and she's coming to you with something that may be familiar to our Chinese delegates. Please put your hands together for Mariam. Tunakaribisha Mariam sasa uweze kuburudisha na kuonyesha talent zako hapa jukwani. Karibu sana. All right, your hands once again, ladies and gentlemen. Karibu.
Tanzania, 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 oh, Tanzania, oh, Tanzania, Tanzania, oh, Tanzania, Tanzania, oh, Tanzania, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, Tanzania, oh, yeah, Tanzania, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, Tanzania, Tanzania, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, Tanzania,
hakuna matata,
hakuna matata, hakuna matata, Tanzania, hakuna, hakuna, Tanzania, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, Tanzania,
hakuna matata,
hakuna matata, hakuna matata,
karibuni wageni,
hakuna matata, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, hakuna matata,
hakuna matata,
hakuna matata, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, Tanzania, hakuna matata, Tanzania, hakuna matata, Tanzania, hakuna matata, Tanzania, hakuna matata, Allah, Tanzania, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, yeah, yeah, hakuna matata, hakuna matata.
Tanzania hakuna. Exactly. That's a very popular one, isn't it? Huh? All right, so as you've seen, the VIPs have stepped out to welcome the guest of honor, the VVIP, and soon they'll be coming into the room. I will request that we'll all be upstanding at that moment. We put our hands together, and once they take their seats, we proceed with the program. Once again, we'll begin with introductory remarks. Dr. Tausi Kida, the Permanent Secretary, will do all the formal introductions and also the welcomes. And thereafter, we'll proceed with the handover ceremony of 5 MOUs before we do the unveiling of the nameplate of Merit Link East Africa Service Tanzania. So let's prepare for that one. We'll then move to local entertainment, where you will now get to see Mrisho Mpoto, who is a poet. And so when he comes into the room, he'll be singing about the cooperation between China and Tanzania. As you've heard, it's over 60 years now. We've also heard the welcomes from Tanzania mainland and Zanzibar in the presentations. And of course, the 2 provinces. Thank you very much for the presentations. They've been a fantastic highlight. And it's fantastic to see that there is booming business, of course, in investment volume and trade. And I believe everyone here is quite excited. So as you send the pictures out to your friends everywhere, please let them know of what the opportunities are here in Tanzania. And to our Chinese delegation, most welcome to Tanzania. And let's do business here together, pamoja, together. All right? So ladies and gentlemen, that is the program. We just await right now the arrival of the guest of honor. If there's a relevant video that we can play shortly, briefly, some highlights on the businesses here in Tanzania, we can do that in the meantime as we wait for the moment when we will stand and welcome the VIP. Please, from the control room, if we have any good video to play, let's do that on the screens. I will request that we settle down as we wait for the VP to come through.
This
Thank you.
is Zanzibar, an archipelago off the coast of Tanzania, known for its natural beauty and rich cultural heritage, and consists of 2 large islands, Unguja and Pemba. Tourism is one of the major sources of income in Zanzibar, accounting for nearly 29.2% of the country's GDP and 82% of its foreign exchange earnings in 2019. Potential areas for investment in the tourism sector include hotels and accommodation, culture and heritage, marine tourism, sports tourism, arts and entertainment tourism, meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibitions tourism, and halal tourism. The island also offers a range of investment opportunities across various sectors, making it an attractive destination for investors. Zanzibar is strategically located along the East African coast, making it an ideal hub for trade between Africa and Asia. The island is accessible via an international airport, seaports, and the infrastructure on the island has improved significantly in recent years with ongoing upgrades to roads, bridges, and ports. The socio-economic development of Zanzibar depends significantly on marine-based resource utilization, which involves sustainable use of coasts, oceans, and marine resources. As a result, in 2020, Zanzibar adopted the blue economy concept. Hence, the bulk of Zanzibar's economic performance is dependent on efficient utilization of its ocean-based resources. Fishing takes place along the coastline. The fisheries sector supports directly and indirectly over 1/3 of the Zanzibar population. In the heart of this Indian Ocean archipelago, a strong tourist inflow primarily drives Zanzibar's real estate sector, and more recently, changes in residence permits allow foreign investors to acquire long-term leases in Zanzibar. Several residential projects have been developed in Zanzibar. In addition, due to its unique location and geographical connectivity through the international airport and a new upcoming ferry terminal, the residential and commercial projects will generate a high appreciation of capital. Zanzibar, an archipelago with alluvial soil, seasonal rainfall, and strategic geographical location for trade, and supports a vibrant agricultural sector with multiple crop production. While most food crops produced are consumed locally, cash crops such as cloves and clove stems are grown predominantly for export. Potential areas for investment in the agriculture sector include fruits and vegetables, spice farming, livestock, and forestry. Manufacturing is at the core of structural change and generates employment, thereby improving social welfare. This is in line with Zanzibar's objective of enabling sustained economic growth while creating job opportunities. Potential areas for investment in the manufacturing sector include textiles, apparel, cosmetics and related accessories, building and construction materials, assembling and packaging. The ICT sector in Zanzibar is primarily focused on building the necessary infrastructure and delivering e-governance services to different government departments. ICT sector is a cross-cutting catalyst that offers digital services and product innovation in all the key economic sectors in Zanzibar. Telecom and broadcasting are one of the potential areas of investment in the ICT sector. Zanzibar has huge potential for oil and gas. The sector is in exploration stage and is an area of focus alongside the blue economy. The government is in the process of developing oil and gas regulations that will ensure a balanced coexistence of the oil and gas sector with fisheries, tourism, and other offshore development activities.
The revolutionary government of Zanzibar is now welcoming all prospective investors who wish to invest in Zanzibar. It is our expectation that the said investment opportunities, among others, will garner your attention. I assure you that Zanzibar is politically, socially, and economically stable, making it an ideal investment destination. My government is committed to continuing our role to provide a conducive and friendly environment for private investment and business opportunities. We are looking forward to hosting and partnering with you to invest in Zanzibar now. Karibuni sana.
From its vibrant culture and history to its stunning natural beauty, Zanzibar is a place that captivates and inspires. Come, invest, and explore the magic of these islands. Welcome to Zanzibar.
All right, once again, ZIPA welcomes us to Zanzibar, culturally, of course, for tourism and for investment. Let's continue. If we have another good one within Tanzania mainland.
Tanzania is growing. The economic environment is becoming very friendly nowadays.
Everyone can have opportunity here. The market is very big.
The Tanzania government is really encouraging foreign investment with conducive business environment.
中国和坦桑尼亚之间的关系一直以来都是密切、友好和合作的，有着悠久的历史渊源。在过去的60年里，中国和坦桑尼亚双边在人文关系、商业、投资、文化以及国际论坛合作上有着广泛和频繁的互动。近年来，两国关系已发展成为一种现代关系，双方相互理解，经济多元合作，在教育、医疗保健、采矿、制造、科技和金融等多个贸易和投资领域建立合作伙伴关系。坦桑尼亚是一个资源富饶的国家，面积94.5万平方公里，拥有非洲最高的山峰、世界著名的旅游景点、广阔的耕地、 丰富的矿产和天然气、数个大型湖泊以及1424公里的海岸线和港口。海岸线的港口服务6个内陆国家。然而，超过6000万人口是这个国家最大的资产。未来70年，坦桑尼亚预计将成为世界第10大人口大国，成为经济强国。坦桑尼亚正在迅速成为制造和组装业的首选之地。最近，对中坦工业园、卡马卡、Makamu 等现有的工业园区进行了大量投资。这些工业园区提供了齐全的基础设施配套，制造商可以入驻并设厂，制造生产他们的产品，并通过工业区旁边的铁路线将产品运送到达累斯萨拉姆港，然后发往世界各地。坦桑尼亚是几个优惠贸易协定的一部分，这些协定提供了进入主要市场的机会，其中包括通过 EBA 进入欧洲市场，通过 AGOA 进入美洲市场，以及毗邻中国和印度等大型市场，使坦桑尼亚成为最佳投资目的地。凭借这一潜力，预计到2030年，该国经济每年将吸引约300亿美元的投资，几乎是目前的10倍。坦桑尼亚政府在萨米亚苏鲁胡哈桑博士的卓越领导下，正在积极努力将国家建设成为一个拥有高技能人才的现代化、快速增长的工业化和中等收入经济体。中国一直是坦桑尼亚转型之旅的一部分，其与坦桑尼亚的历史和经济关系就是民政最大的贸易伙伴之一，双边贸易额超过50亿美元。自1997年以来，中国在坦注册项目超过1236个，总价值超过110亿美元，创造了超过144700个就业岗位，使中国成为坦桑尼亚第1大外国直接投资来源国。来自中国的许多其他投资正在通过与坦桑尼亚海外华人的合作直接进入该领域。我们估计这些项目的总价值超过150亿美元。坦桑尼亚政府赞赏坦桑尼亚人民和中国人民之间的伙伴关系。坦桑尼亚联合共和国总统萨米亚苏鲁胡哈桑博士阁下的政府在创造有利的投资环境和商业环境，吸引中国和世界其他地区的投资者方面发挥了重要作用。这种有利的环境吸引了大中型企业，其中包括投资于战略经济领域的高科技和战略公司。其中，蓝宝石福法玻璃坦桑尼亚有限公司是一个特殊的战略项目，采用坦桑尼亚80%以上的原材料生产福法玻璃，在坦桑尼亚蓬勃发展。
Thanks to the Tanzania government, Tanzania President Mama Samia and the TIC government officials give our fully support, so make us quickly building this manufacturer within 1 year. Total value of our project around $311 million. Now this manufacturer you can see is the biggest and also the first float glass manufacturer in East and Middle Africa country.
柯达坦桑尼亚陶瓷有限公司已建立东非最大的工厂之一，生产瓷砖，满足快速增长的建材市场，并正在享受在坦桑尼亚的投资。
Tanzania is very safe. Socially is very stable. We start produce in 2017. We have some products need to export, such as we export to Kenya and South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, and outside of Tanzania country.
中坦工业园建立了东非和中非最大的工业园之一，旨在以现成的工业基础设施吸引更多投资者来坦桑尼亚投资。
The industrial park will be accommodating more than 200 big industries. We estimate we will invest the infrastructure was more than $327 million. But the investment from The investors together will estimate more than $3 billion.
作为坦桑尼亚第一家婴儿尿布制造商，现已扩大生产肥皂和卫生巾等其他用品和产品。有吸引力的投资环境是其成功的一个因素。
Tanzania have very potential growth market here because we have large amount of the people. So I think in the future maybe the market will grow in the future. So I think it's a very good opportunity for the potential investor to Tanzania.
作为良好投资环境的证明，其他大型投资都在建设阶段。东非商业和物流中心就是其中之一，也是同类项目之一。建成后有望成为东非。
Thank you. Now let's prepare for the arrival of the VVIP. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request that we set our mobile devices on silence? Just bring down the volume, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and please put your hands together. Naomba tusimame na kupiga makofi na kumkaribisha Makamu wa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, Mheshimiwa Philip Mpango. Makofi tafadhali. Na karibu katika kikao hiki. Welcome to the China-Tanzania Investment Forum. Here in Tanzania. We'll have entertainment from Bishop Poto, Tanzania's finest poet, and then we will welcome remarks from the private sector under the Tanzania Private Sector Foundation by the chairperson, Angelina Kalula, seated here with us. We'll then move to our Chinese counterparts, Mr. Chu Chongli, the secretary of CPC, Jinhua Municipal Committee, who've done a fantastic presentation for us. We will then welcome remarks from Her Excellency, the Chinese Ambassador to Tanzania, Her Excellency Chen Mingjian, before we welcome remarks from government dignitaries who will then, in sequence, welcome you to speech. Mheshimiwa Mgeni Rasmi, tuanze shughuli yetu hii ambayo imeanza vema kabisa asubuhi, na ningependa kukuhakikishia kwamba tumefika mapema kabisa. Tumekutana na wenzetu, tumezungumza kibiashara na utaona matokeo yake hapa jukwani. Kikao hiki kimekwenda vizuri hadi wakati huu. Naomba tuanze kwa vile tunajali muda kwa kumkaribisha Dr. Tausi Kida, Permanent Secretary, President's Office, Planning and Investment. Makofi tafadhali. And finally, for the fifth one, CCPIT Jinhua Committee and the Tanzania Investment Center. Please put your hands together as they come together. Gilead Terry. You did a joint presentation with ZIPA. And now we're ready to do business. Ladies and gentlemen, your hands, please. Thank you. Your Excellency, kingine cha uzinduzi wa nameplate ya inayoitwa Merit Link East Africa Service Center Tanzania. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the unveiling of the nameplate of Merit Link East Africa Service Center Tanzania. May the officials please come up onto the stage. And there we are. We have a plaque. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. And may our business prosper. The delegation knows the word pamoja. May our businesses flourish. Pamoja. Together, right? Super. So I'm going to welcome the chairperson of the Tanzania Private Sector Foundation, and thereafter we will have the entertainment. Please put your hands together. Please, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Angelina Ngalula, karibu.
Naomba tumpigie makofi Mheshimiwa Makamu wa Rais. Tumkaribishe kwa makofi mazito. Asanteni sana. Your Excellency, Dr. Philip Isdoli Mpango, the Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Professor Kitila Mkumbo, the Minister for State, President Office and Planning, distinguished high-level guests, ladies, members of the place, our brothers and sisters from China, karibuni sana Tanzania. Your Excellency, Vice President, on behalf of the Private Sector Foundation, TPSF, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the China-Tanzania Investment Forum 2024 here in Dar es Salaam. Karibu sana kutoka Dodoma, tunakukaribisha kwenye mji wetu mzuri wa Dar es Salaam. Your presence here today, Vice President, signify a commitment to fostering stronger ties between our nation and driving forward the private sector agenda in the country, a commitment that is deeply appreciated. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the business colleagues, captains of the industry from Jinhua province in China. Your journey to Tanzania is a testament to the growing partnership that aim to enhance economic, trade, cultural, and skill exchange between our two countries. Our appreciations also goes to the organizers of this forum. Specifically, our appreciations goes to the Ministry for Planning and Investment under the able guidance of Professor Kitila Mkumbo, the Minister for President Office, Planning, Investment, and Planning. I also acknowledge the efforts and the coordination made by our sister, our own, the Permanent Secretary in the President Office, Planning and Investment, Dr. Kida. And to our partner, TCCIA, CTI, the Chinese Enterprise Association in Tanzania, and CCPIT, and the China Council for Promotion of International Trade, who are our hosts for this event today. Thank you very much for making it happen. Your Excellency Vice President, under the leadership of the President Samia Suluhu Hassan, Tanzania has made significant stride in improving the investment climate. Whatever we see today is the results of the effort that have been made by the Sixth Faith government in creating conducive business environment that is now attracting investors from both in-country and outside Tanzania. Your Excellency, Vice President, these efforts have culminated in tangible achievements, including the attraction of over 11 billion in the project led by Chinese investments, creating more than 114,000 jobs. This progress is a reflective of Tanzania's improvement business environment over the last 3 years, underpinned by the pro-business government policies. Your Excellency Vice President, the bilateral trade volume between our countries has impressively reached over 8 billion in 2022, with China being the Tanzania largest trading partner for 8 consecutive years. Naomba tuwapigie makofi ndugu zetu wa China. For the past 8 years, they have been in the top. This is a very great achievement. Your Excellency, Vice President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Tanzania presents unique advantage and holds significant development potential, reinforced by our long-standing friendship with China. This relationship has been instrumental in advancing economic and trade cooperation, opening new avenues for mutual growth. Our commitment to economic diversification, industrialization, and enhancing human resource is geared towards realizing the aspiration of Vision 2025. I invite you, our brothers and sisters from China, to explore Tanzania potential in sectors like agri-processing, industrial parks, coffee, processing tea, and in blue economy. As you heard this morning from the presentation from Zanzibar, Zanzibar is focusing on blue economy. So there is a great potential on the blue economy and other sectors. We are keen to welcome more Chinese businesses to invest in Tanzania, assuring a conducive business environment that safeguards investment and promises profitability. We thank you again for choosing Tanzania as your partner, and we wish you all a productive and unforgettable experience during your stay. Asante sana.
Thank you once again for your very, very warm welcome and great insight into the business environment here in Tanzania and with our colleagues and partners from China. And now, are you ready for Mrisho Mpoto, ladies and gentlemen? Tanzania's finest poet. I know China is rich culturally, and we wish to present to you this particular gentleman. Mrisho, upo tayari kakangu? Makofi mabibi na bwana. Let's put our hands together for Mrisho Mpoto. Karibu kiongozi.
Asante mama, TIC imeheshimisha Tanzania. Asante mama, TIC imeheshimisha Tanzania. Asante mama, TIC imeheshimisha nchi. Asante mama, TIC imeheshimisha Tanzania. Leo nchi imefunguka. Asante. Leo nchi imefunguka. Asante. Leo nchi imefunguka. Asante. Imefunguka, asante.
And that day before I was born, all the countries were given names, including this country, Tanzania country. The people of Tanzania were very kind. They never knew the world knew. The kindness was known in other distant lands. Some people coming in and some people going out. All to show all these to show their kindness. Nchi imefunguka. Asante mama. Asante. Ofisi ya Rais, Mipango na Uwekezaji kwa kazi mlioifanya. Naomba tupige makofi mengi sana. Mheshimiwa Waziri Kitila Mkumbo, naomba uniombee kwa Makamu wa Rais atufikie salamu kwa Mheshimiwa Rais. Mwambie tunamwambia asante tunamwambia asante kwa kufungua nchi, kwa kutuletea wawekezaji. Leo tunashuhudia makampuni zaidi ya 100 yako Tanzania kwenye forum hii. Makampuni zaidi ya 100 yako kwenye forum hii. Haya siyo maneno, haya ndiyo vitendo. Naomba tuongeze makofi mengi kwa Mheshimiwa Rais. Karibuni sana ndugu Tanzania. Tanzania ni nyumbani kwenu, na sisi pia China ni nyumbani kwetu kwa sababu ya historia. Historia hii zaidi ya miaka 60 leo. Leo tunatimiza miaka 60 katika historia yetu ya Tanzania, ambapo tunakwenda kushuhudia jambo kubwa la kihistoria la ndugu zetu wawekezaji. Nataka niwaambie ndugu zangu wa Tanzania, hii ni fursa. Ndugu zetu wa Uchina ndio wanaongoza katika uwekezaji katika nchi yetu. Wamewekeza mtaji wa zaidi ya dola za Kimarekani bilioni 1. Naomba tuwapigie makofi sana mengi. Mheshimiwa Waziri, waambie wageni, tunapowaimbia, tunapocheza utamaduni wa Kiafrika, utamaduni wa Kitanzania, ni kwamba tunawakaribisha na tunawaambia karibuni sana, kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Rais ametufungulia nchi. Wa Tanzania, tutumie fursa hii, tutumie nafasi hii. Asante mama.
Leo nchi imefunguka.
Makofi, makofi.
Asante mama TIC.
Asante TIC. Asante Waziri wa Nchi, Ofisi ya Rais.
Asante mama
Mipango na Uwekezaji.
Tanzania.
Tuko tayari.
Asante mama TIC.
Tuko tayari.
Heshimisha nchi.
TIC imeheshimisha nchi.
Asante mama TIC. Heshimisha Tanzania. Leo nchi imefunguka. Asante. Leo imefunguka. Asante.
Sio ni makofi.
Leo imefunguka. Asante. Leo imefunguka. Asante. Leo imefunguka. Asante. Leo imefunguka. Asante.
What a beautiful song. Tanzania is ready to do business. Safi kabisa. Thank you very much, Mrisho. And now we may proceed. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen and delegates, it's my great honor to welcome remarks by Mr. Chu Chongli, Secretary of CPC Jinhua Municipal Committee. Please put your hands together as we welcome him to speech. Karibu sana.
坦桑尼亚联合共和国菲利普姆潘科副总统阁下，尊敬的陈明杰大使，尊敬的基提拉姆宽波部长，达马斯丹尼尔部长，阿尔巴特切拉米拉省长，大卫施林德副部长，陶西杰达常务秘书，安吉丽娜安加鲁拉主席，阿巴斯姆腾武主席，宾尼里斯马汉杰董事主席，女士们、先生们、朋友们，大家上午好。很高兴来到美丽的滨海之城达莱斯萨拉姆，与坦桑尼亚朋友欢聚一堂，共同举办中台投资论坛暨中国金华坦桑尼亚贸易投资推介会。 首先，我谨代表中共金华市委、金华市人民政府，向菲利普·姆潘戈副总统阁下、向中国驻坦桑尼亚大使馆和坦桑尼亚计划与投资部、工业与贸易部、文化和体育部、农业部、达莱斯萨拉姆省、滨海省投资中心、桑吉巴尔投资促进局、中资企业协会、私营企业协会、工业与农业商会、工业联合会等有关方面的精心安排、热心接待，表示衷心的感谢。向各位与会嘉宾、企业家和媒体朋友表示热烈的欢迎，也非常的感谢刚才艺术家的精彩演出，谢谢大家。众所周知，中坦两国传统友好，特别是2013年，中国国家主席习近平在担任国家主席后，首次出访就来到了非洲，首站到了坦桑尼亚。在访问坦桑尼亚期间，提出了真实倾城的对非政策理念，强调中非从来都是命运共同体。2022年，坦桑尼亚哈桑总统成功访华，是中共20大后中方接待的首位非洲国家元首。这样的高峰安排，充分体现了中坦关系的密切程度和中非关系在中国外交全局中的重要地位。在两国元首引领下，中坦关系已提升为全面战略合作伙伴关系。今年是中非合作大年，也是中坦建交60周年。下半年将召开中非合作论坛新一届会议。我们举办本次贸易投资推介会，就是要以实际行动落实两国元首达成的重要共识，为推动贡献力量。中国有句古话，相知无远近，万里尚为邻。金华和坦桑尼亚相距万里，两地人民始终亲如兄弟，交流交往密切，合作成果丰硕。刚才我们一同观看了金华专题片，我的同事们向大家介绍了金华有关情况，相信大家对金华有了更深的了解。在共建“一带一路”引领下，2023年金华对非进出口总额已突破1000亿，达到1168.5亿人民币，占中国对非经贸额的5.9%。中非经贸和文化论坛成为乌非合作的标志性项目。目前有超过5000名非洲朋友在金华开展经贸活动。浙江师范大学等在金华高校累计为非洲国家培养了1万余名各类人才。浙江师范大学非洲研究院是中国领先的对非研究机构和智库。坦桑尼亚是近年来非洲发展最快、环境最好的经济体之一。2023年，金华和坦桑尼亚的经贸额达到62.45亿人民币，占中国与坦桑尼亚经贸额的10%。合作范围覆盖塑料制品、纺织服装、基建与五金工具、铜材铝材、水海产品等多个领域。双方合作基础好，潜力巨大，未来可期。本月初，中非智库论坛第13届会议在达赖斯萨拉姆举行，在论坛上发布了中非达拉斯萨拉姆共识，呼吁国际社会本着相互尊重、团结合作、开放共赢、共同繁荣原则，深化发展合作，推动各国携手走向现代化，共作人类命运共同体。我们诚挚期盼以此为契机，与坦方一道，秉持习近平主席创造的真实倾城理念和正确义利观，落实哈桑总统关于将坦中关系提升到新的高度，打造成为新时代非中关系的典范的意见，积极落实全球发展倡议、全球安全倡议、全球文明倡议，进一步加强合作交流，实现互利共赢。 我们期盼双方共同拓展产业合作新空间。金华是百工之乡市场大市，义乌小商品市场、永康中国科技五金城、东阳中国木雕城等享誉海内外。拥有纺织服装、现代五金、新光电、新能源汽车及零部件、生物医药等超100亿集群18个。本次金华企业家代表一同参加访问和推介活动，阵容强大，代表性很足。刚才两国企业家做了很富有成效的对接活动。坦桑尼亚正处于加快工业化和产能发展的重要阶段，发展势头良好。昨天我们实地考察了中滩国家工业园，对深化合作充满信心。我们也愿意与坦桑尼亚各方加强沟通交流，继续发挥各自优势，在现代农业、纺织、装备制造、农业化工等重点领域深化务实合作。我们期盼双方共同激活旅游对接新动能。金华自然资源优越，山川秀丽奇绝，金华双廊洞、横店影视城等蜚声海内外。坦桑尼亚是非洲旅游胜地，拥有非洲大陆最高的山、最深的湖、最大的内陆水系、最大的野生动物保护区。我们要发挥各自的生态资源优势，推动双向观光交流，护送客源，让更多金华游客读懂坦桑尼亚、品味坦桑尼亚，让更多坦桑尼亚游客来到金华，爱上金华。我们期盼双方共同打开贸易往来新局面。金华是一带一路的重要节点城市，生产服务型、商贸服务型国家物流枢纽。坦桑尼亚是海上丝绸之路的重要节点，一带一路倡议落地非洲的桥头堡之一。让我们充分发挥各自的区位交通优势，持续扩大优质商品、原材料的贸易规模，更好满足两地消费生产需求。我们愿意积极扩大从坦桑尼亚进口，有效探索异货贸易等新途径、新方式。我们期盼双方共同打造人文交流新名片。我们与达莱斯萨拉姆大学合作创办了孔子学院，进一步加强了双方沟通交流的桥梁。让我们依托中非经贸和文化论坛、中非智库论坛和达莱斯萨拉姆大学孔子交流合作，促进两地民心相通、民意相融。我们真诚希望坦桑尼亚方面为金华在台开展合作提供更多的便利和支持，也真诚邀请菲利姆潘科副总统阁下、各位部长、省长和坦桑尼亚的新老朋友来金华考察参观，深化合作，参加中非经贸和文化论坛系列活动。我们相信，只要大家携手并肩、务实有为，一定能够不断续写合作共赢的崭新篇章。最后，祝本次中国金华坦桑尼亚贸易投资推介活动取得圆满成功。阿萨塔伊萨纳。
Thank you for the message. It's now my great pleasure, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Her Excellency, the Chinese Ambassador to Tanzania, for her speech. Please, a rousing round of applause to Her Excellency Chen Ming-Jian.
Philip Isdori Mpango, the Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Honorable Dr. Damas Ndumbaro, the Minister of Culture, Arts and Sports. Honorable Albert Chalamila, the Regional Commissioner for Dar es Salaam. Honorable David Silinde, the Deputy Minister for Agriculture. Dr. Taus Kida, the Permanent Secretary. Your Excellency Zhu the Secretary of CPC, Jinhua, Municipal Committee, Honorable Angelina Galula, the chairperson of the TPSF, and the other private sector leaders who are attending this meeting, Your Excellency Chen, the Chinese ambassador to Tanzania. Let me also recognize our friends from China who are attending this forum, especially our guests, and of course our friends from here in Dar es Salaam and in Tanzania. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, the Vice President, let me begin by sincerely and honorably thanking Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan for accepting our invitation to officiate at the closing session of this forum, and to thank you for accepting and of course agreeing. I know that you could have not refused her request for you to come to this forum. Your presence here signifies the importance your government attaches to investment generally, but to the Chinese-Tanzanian relationship in particular. So thank you very much for being here. You have elevated the importance of this forum very significantly. And I believe that your presence here signifies to our friend from China how much we value their investment in Tanzania. Let me also thank very much sincerely and very particularly our friend Mr. Johnson Huang, the chairman of Chinese Enterprise Association. Johnson has not just been an investor, Your Excellency, he is actually our investment promoter. Because he has invested here hugely in that industrial park in Sinotan, but he has gone miles and miles to ensure that he invites and attracts friends from China to come and invest in that particular industrial park. And yesterday when I was discussing with him, I told him that, I was joking to him, but don't be selfish. When these guys come here, show them other opportunities other than the Sinotan Industrial Park. So, Johnson, thank you very much. And I want to thank Angelina and the TPSF for being very supportive, even with very short notes. We are working with them very closely, and you are giving the face of the private sector. Because one of the biggest agenda of our Excellency Dr. Samia is to ensure that our private sector grows. And we are seeing that private sector growing, and that is because of your very big support. But Your Excellency, allow me also to very sincerely thank and congratulate our Tanzania Investment Center. It is doing a very good job. We are seeing a lot of investors coming to this country, obviously because of our very good policies of our Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, but also because of a very good coordination work that is being done by our Tanzania Investment Center. I think this is very important. Your Excellency, you may wish to note that this is the second such a forum. The first one was held in September 2023. Again, Johnson and the TIC and the TPSF brought here around almost 100 Chinese investors. And some of them, as we have seen here, have already invested in Sinotan Industrial Park and other areas. Your Excellency, because of your very good policies, your very good support, we have been able to attract investors in this country. And the recent studies show that there are about 10 very important factors to attract investors. And for us, I think we tick in almost all factors, and I want to mention only a few. The first factor that they are talking about is political stability and the security, and in this region, I don't think there is any other country in the African region which can beat us on that particular factor. We are evidently the most politically stable and secure country, and we thank our leaders for that particular. The second one is legal and regulatory environment, and we're doing all our efforts under your guidance to ensure that we continue improving the legal environment for supporting the investment in this country. Third one is the large domestic market size, and I can assure our friends from China that our domestic market is still very much unoccupied. We still have a lot of products that we are importing from abroad, which we should be producing here, including edible oil, sugar, and many others. So the market size is reliable, plentifully available. In addition to that, as the promotion video showed, we are connected to a number of landlocked countries. So you won't only be accessing the Tanzanian market, you also be accessing the regional market around 8+ countries. And of course, many other factors. We are also talking about microeconomic stability, and you know that our economy has been growing handsomely for the last 20+ years, and many other factors. Let me end, Your Excellency, by saying that China 50 years ago, and China always goes to where other superpowers are unable to go. Because 50 years ago, when we had a problem of railway, and where almost all super nations refused to support us to build our railway, and at a time when China was not even as rich as it is today, they accepted to build our very important legacy railway, the Tazara Railway. So thank you for that. And today, where our president and our country has decided to deepen the manufacturing sector, the industrialization agenda, we are seeing once again that it is China which is coming us to support our industrialization agenda. So, Your Excellency, Ambassador, tunawashukuru sana. Thank you very much. And Your Excellency, my dealing with China is that we interact with several investors from all over the world. The difference with China, Chinese investors are two. Number one, we don't talk too much. We meet, we discuss, and tomorrow things start happening. While with other countries, which is not, we're not blaming them, because that is their culture, but I'm just saying the culture of Chinese people. While other countries will sit in boardrooms, sign papers, and things start happening much, much later. Maybe 10 years later, you have had 2, 3, 4 ministers in the same portfolio. But here actually, even with my only less than a year, I have already seen a number of Chinese investors actualizing their investment. The second factor, which is very different from other investors, is the fact that the Chinese investors, Your Excellency, are resilient. We are not saying that we don't have challenges. We have a lot of challenges when it comes to investment, and we are trying our best to address them. But what is good with Chinese investors is that they are actually resilient. They show a very high level of resiliency. I met an investor in Mtwara who has been going around for 7 years. Lakini hakukata tamaa. Just now that we are able now to realize her investment around Kilwa. She's putting up a very nice cassava grinding facility there. Kwa hivyo ile uvumilivu wa wawekezaji kutoka China is something that is really very admirable. With those remarks, let me end my welcoming remarks by once again thanking you, Your Excellency, for being with us here, for giving this forum a very big honor. And with those remarks, ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in welcoming His Excellency, the Vice President, to address this forum. Karibu sana mheshimiwa, asante sana.
Honorable Professor Kitila Mkumbo, Member of Parliament, Minister of State, President's Office, Planning and Investment, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers present, Her Excellency Chen Mingjian, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China here in Tanzania, Honorable Albert Chalamila, Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner, Permanent Secretaries, Comrade Zhu Chonglai, Secretary of CPC, Jinhua Municipal Committee, Comrade Abbas Mtemvu, the CCM Chairman, Dar es Salaam Region, heads of government institutions from China and Tanzania, captains of industry and representatives of the private sector, both from China and Tanzania, distinguished delegates, members of the media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure for me to join you in this important investment forum. Her Excellency, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, wished to personally officiate this closing ceremony, but could not be here due to other equally important exigencies in Dodoma. Thus, I'm privileged and honored to represent her. And on her behalf, I warmly welcome you to Tanzania, the cradle of mankind. This forum provides a platform to share opportunities available in our two countries and look into ways of promoting partnerships, investment, and trade. And I would like to sincerely express our profound gratitude to the China Council for Promotion of International Trade and the Tanzania Investment Center, TIC, as well as the Tanzania Private Sector Foundation, TPSF, for organizing this important event. But also very special thanks to Her Excellency Chen, the Ambassador of China in Tanzania, for championing Chinese investments here in Tanzania and for making this forum possible. Distinguished participants, I'm very happy to see this impressive attendance of approximately 200 Tanzanian companies, 40 local Chinese companies, and 60 companies from Jinhua, Zhejiang province. This is indeed a clear evidence of the primary importance of this meeting and the readiness of both Tanzania and China to scale up trade and investment and showcase opportunities awaiting to be exploited. I have been informed that through this forum, you were able to exchange information and engaged in dialogue as well as B2B matchmaking. The discussions, I'm told, focused on policy reforms and regulatory frameworks that can improve business environment and attract more foreign direct investments, especially from China. The government is convinced that by addressing these issues and investor concerns in a frank and transparent manner will help deepen economic ties, catalyze sustainable development, and open up mutually beneficial opportunities for both Tanzania and China. Distinguished participants, the People's Republic $92 million in 2019 to $221 million in 2021. And we heard already that in the period from January 2021 to December 2023, 256 Chinese projects were registered by TIC, and they were worth $2.4 billion and estimated to generate 29,122 jobs. And cumulatively, around $11.4 billion worth of Chinese foreign direct investments were destined to Tanzania over the period 1997 to early 2024, and creating 14,759 job opportunities. The top 5 recipient sectors of FDIs from China were manufacturing, commercial buildings, agriculture, transportation, and services. The leading Chinese projects included the Sinotan Kibaha Industrial Park Limited, Keda Tanzania Ceramics Company Limited, which invests in the manufacturing of float glass, King Lion Investments Limited, which manufactures steel roofing sheets and related products. There is also Goodwill Tanzania Ceramic Company, which manufactures tiles. There is the EACLC Limited, which is a shopping mall. And with regard to trade, China accounted for about 20% of Tanzania's total merchandise trade last year and supplied more than a quarter of Tanzania's imports. On tourism, Tanzania received 44,000 Chinese visitors last year, 2023, having tripled from only 13,974. Growing foreign direct investment and trade indicate that Tanzania is a rewarding investment destination of choice for Chinese investors. And this is attributed to several key factors, and I'm happy that the Minister for Planning and Investment already mentioned some, but they include the very friendly, over half of a century old bilateral relations between the People's Republic of China and Tanzania, as well as strong macroeconomic management in our country. Over the past 2 decades, from 2000 to 2019, real GDP growth averaged 6.6%, and despite the devastating effects of the pandemic, Tanzania has been able to maintain the low middle income country status until now. The post-COVID-19 recovery has been quite promising, with real GDP growth rate picking up from 4.8% in 2020 to 5.5% in 2023, and is projected to reach above 6% for the period 2024 to 2027. International credit rating agencies have also given Tanzania a very good score. For example, in November of 2022, Moody's awarded Tanzania the B2 score with a positive outlook. In December of 2023, Fitch awarded Tanzania a B+. And more recently, on March 22nd this year, Moody's upgraded Tanzania's score to B1 with a stable outlook. And I think these ratings are largely a reflection of Tanzania's strong macroeconomic performance record, notwithstanding the strong global headwinds experienced post the COVID-19 pandemic. Distinguished participants, other factors that helped to attract FDIs to Tanzania include sustained peace and tranquility since our independence in 1961, zealous implementation of policy, legal and regulatory reforms to improve the business environment, strategic geographical location, which makes Tanzania a natural regional business hub, a sizable domestic market of 64 million people, and a regional market of around 1.4 billion people under the East African Community, the Southern Africa Development Community, SADC, and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Tanzania also enjoys duty-free and quota-free access to the US market through AGOA, the European market through Everything But Arms, EBA facility, as well as with China through special concessions under the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC. But also India through the Indo-Africa Partnership, and Japan through Tokyo International Conference on Trade and Development, TICAD. Tanzania has also ample natural resource endowments in strategic and rare earth minerals, iron and steel, soda ash, gold and other gemstones, oil and gas, helium gas, as well as agribusiness, food processing and packaging, manufacturing, infrastructure development, logistics, real estate, ICT, energy, healthcare, education, tourism, and exploitation of blue economy resources. Distinguished participants, considering the aforementioned opportunities, President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has been challenging field for investors. It also grants access to international arbitration to the parties to settle disputes either in accordance with Tanzanian laws or International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, or within the framework of any bilateral or multilateral agreement on investment protection agreed to by the government of Tanzania and the government of the country from which the investor originates. The fiscal regime has also been reviewed to remove impediments to investment. And on the same note, the government has scaled up efforts in fighting corruption. And in tandem, the President has given a stern warning to government officials who are seemingly not up to speed in facilitating investors. And in that regard, the top leadership of this country, including myself, we stand ready to welcome and listen to any investor who is facing obstacles in government. Under the pillar of rebuilding, the main goal is to grow an economy that will create more employment for the youth and open up more opportunities. And in fulfillment of this, several initiatives have been undertaken in infrastructure, mining, energy, and agricultural sectors. And similarly, efforts are being made to revive tourism industry through various promotional initiatives led by the President's Royal Tour. On the part of resilience, we envisage building buffers to economic shocks. On reconciliation, the aim is to build a cohesive society that enjoys equal rights, be it legal, political, or socioeconomic, and correct past mistakes. And for this reason, the current administration plans to guarantee the rule of law and the safety of local and foreign investments. Furthermore, Tanzania has continued to undertake investments in physical infrastructure, notably power supply, including the Julius Nyerere hydroelectric power project, which is expected to generate 2,115 megawatts upon completion. But we also have the gas-powered Kinyerezi thermal plant, which generates 390 megawatts, as well as the Rusumo hydropower project, which generates about 880 megawatts. Concurrently, the government has expanded the capacity of Dar es Salaam, Tanga, and Mtwara ports, as well as the Kuala dry port, in order to support operations and decongest the Dar es Salaam port. The government has concessioned the operations of the Dar es Salaam port to DP World of the UAE in order to improve port efficiency. And another transformative project is the construction of the standard gauge railway from Dar es Salaam to the lake port of Mwanza via Dodoma, our administrative capital. The standard gauge railway will subsequently be extended westward to Musongati and Gitega in Burundi and Kindu in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And this will allow for exploitation of lithium and nickel deposits in Burundi, as well as other minerals in that part, and facilitate transport of other cargo to and from the port of Dar es Salaam. The Samia administration has also invested significantly in the education sector, targeting to improve the quality of human capital across board. And some of the interventions have included investment in school infrastructure and abolition of school fees from primary to secondary level in order to improve access to education, as well as putting more emphasis on vocational training. And the government has invested quite significantly in improving health service delivery and access in order to ensure a healthy labor force. Distinguished participants, with the foregoing opening up reforms, I can confidently assure Chinese investors and all other investors in Tanzania that Tanzania is ready for business, and the Samia administration is firmly committed to make Tanzania one of the most attractive investment destinations in our region. I've been told that a delegation of prospective investors did tour the Sinotan Industrial Park and Bagamoyo Special Economic Zones as potential areas for establishment of their future projects. Now, these pioneer industrial parks, such as Modern, Elsewedi, Kamal Industrial Park, and so on, are very much in line with the government's resolve to facilitate and promote the industrial sector as key to economic transformation and faster progress. I am therefore delighted to have been told and witnessed the signing of 5 memoranda of understanding during this forum, but I welcome more. I would like to see the value of trade between China and Tanzania increase from the current average of around $9 billion US dollars to at least 20 billion by 2030. And in terms of FDI, I would love to see it increase from the current 221 million to at least $500 million by in the next 6 years, that is by 2030. I believe it can be done in these 6 years. We only need to hold hands with our Chinese brothers and sisters in order to catch the numerous opportunities ahead of us. distinguished participants, before I conclude, allow me to bring to your attention two other areas of priority for investment in Tanzania. The areas relate to green growth and the blue economy in the context of addressing the climate crisis and economic diversification. And specifically, I would like to entice our Chinese brothers and sisters and other investors to work with us to hasten the transition towards the use of clean cooking technologies and waste it into productive use in order to curb environmental carnage and abandon the use of charcoal and wood for cooking. Another potential area for investment is the exploitation of the blue economy resources in the Indian Ocean as well as the Great Lakes of Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Nyasa, Rukwa, and others. And the embedded opportunities include fisheries and processing, mining and water, beach and marine tourism, as well as transportation. I call upon smart investment in developing Tanzania's coastal areas and islands so as to benefit from the blue economy with environmental conservation at heart. With these remarks, it is now my singular honor and pleasure to declare the China-Tanzania Investment Forum 2024 officially closed. Sheshe. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
We put our hands together once again, and may I please request the VP to stand in the middle of the stage for two items. The first one, thank you, Professor Mkumbo, Honorable Minister, for joining us, will be a gift presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary of the CPC, please could you come up onto the stage for the first gift, and please also prepare for a photo moment. May I request everyone else to please take a seat and please observe. So the Vice President is being told about what the gift is. Asante sana. Thank you. May I welcome chairs? Do we have a gift from the VP as well? Is that a surprise? Yes, we do. Na tuna zawadi yetu na sisi. We also have a gift. Naomba tuzilete jukwani. Na tulete viti pia jukwani sasa kwa ajili ya picha.
Okay, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special gift. It is a Makonde carving. The Makonde are from the south of Tanzania. And the particular type of wood that is used is Mpango. It is a pure black wood. It is an everlasting type of a wood, and the way it is carved, it represents unity and togetherness. And so, as Tanzania and China celebrate over 60 years of cooperation, of unity, and upamoja, and us coming together, this is a very symbolic gift that we are presenting. And its intricacy, in the way it's detailed, it joins everyone together. Let's put our hands together for these wonderful gifts. And now we're going to set the chairs at the high table after the picture is taken. Sasa tuweke viti ili tuweze kupiga picha. So we have 4 sets of pictures. Tuna picha 4. We have 4 sets. The first set will invite all our Chinese delegates in 2 groups. We're going to set out the chairs as the high table was set. And so those sitting the front seats, naomba niwakaribishe wakuu. Tuanze na mwenyekiti. Karibu Mheshimiwa Silinde, Mheshimiwa Ndumbaro, your regional commissioner. Mama Kida, please, tafadhali. Your Excellency, the ambassador, as you were seated. Okay, so we'll begin with the first photo, and we'll do this for our Chinese delegation. Please come through here, and you will exit to the right.
我们金华代表团的同事们哈，金华代表团，你们赶紧上来，分两组合影。金华代表团。
All right, thank you. Mr. Johnson, please remain. Let's exit right. Group number 2. Na kwa sisi wa hapa nyumbani ni viongozi wa sekta binafsi, taasisi za sekta binafsi, Tanzania Heads of Private Sector Associations. Please stand by. Naomba mwanze kujiongea kabisa pembeni kwa wale wa hapa nyumbani, wa hapa nyumbani. Viongozi wa taasisi za sekta binafsi. associations. Okay. Makampuni, yes. Sasa tutapata nafasi ya kupiga picha na watu wote, kwa naomba wale wawakilishi ama wajumbe kupitia kwa mfano TPSF tafadhali. Alright, thank you. Naomba wale wajumbe wawakilishi picha ya kwanza. PSOs, wawakilishi, private sector organizations. Private sector organizations. Karibuni mbele tafadhali. Naomba tuache vitu hapa. Naomba tusibebe mabegi yetu na mikoba, tutarejea. Tupite kwa nyuma, tujaze nafasi za kulia. Naomba tujiongee tafadhali, twende mwisho. Okay, tutakata picha mbili. Wengine naomba mtasubiri kidogo. Kuna nafasi nyingi sana upande wa maganga kule. Naomba tuende kule mwisho kabisa. Naomba tusogee karibu na kiti cha tusogelee kiti cha mwenyekiti hapa, kwa ambao tuko pembeni kabisa. Tusogee kwenye kiti hivi. Tutengeneze kama duara. Asante, nashukuru sana. Tushikie upande wa kulia, mikoba tutakuja kuichukua baada ya kutoka. Iko salama hapa. Kundi la pili, naomba tuendelee moja kwa moja mpaka mwisho. Twende moja kwa moja mpaka mwisho kwa Mheshimiwa Ngalula. Tunakwenda mpaka mwisho. And these photos will conclude our very auspicious China-Tanzania Forum. Tubane nafasi mwisho kule. Wale warefu naomba tusimame katikati ya mabega ya wenzetu. Wale warefu wenye kimo kidogo tusimame katikati ya mabega ya wenzetu. Naomba tukate hapo. Labda tutapiga ya tatu ya mwisho tu. Mtatosha nyinyi. Haya, basi mwisho ni hapa. Tutapiga ya tatu ya mwisho haraka haraka. Mzee wangu naomba usubiri kidogo au utatokea kwenye picha ambao mko pembezoni. Tutabasamu, maana tukio limekuwa jema sana, si ndio? All right, final shot. Picha ya mwisho, naomba tutoke. Naomba tutoke. Tumalizie na wachache mliobaki. Mtapata nafasi ya kuonekana vizuri. Kwanza tujipigie makofi mengi sana kwa kujitokeza kwa wingi sana na kwa heshima zote kwenye forum hii wa Tanzania. Naomba nisikie makofi tafadhali. Safi. Na ndio maana tunatoa heshima ya wote, tupate angalau picha ya pamoja tuweze kuwa na kumbukumbu. Hizi ni picha muhimu tunavyoendeleza biashara zetu. Tujaze nafasi mpaka mwisho. Hii nadhani itatutosha sisi wote. Twende mpaka mwisho, wengine pita pembeni, pita kwa nyuma. Wale wenye kimo kifupi kama mimi naomba mkae maeneo ya mbele mbele ya viti. Wale warefu naomba mwaruhusu wenzenu wafupi kidogo msimame katikati ya mabega yao. All right, safi. Imetosha. So today, asante. I've been requested for women entrepreneurs from China. Women entrepreneurs from China. A very specific picture for you. Molly, please come. Women entrepreneurs from China. Please come. Very special picture for you. Women entrepreneurs and business women from China.
OK，karibuni。那个还有中文的翻译，相关中文的翻译，中文、斯瓦希里语、英语的翻译都可以过来合影。学妹，女生翻译，女生的翻译可以上来合影。子怡。
Wakuu wa taasisi za serikali naomba mjiongee tafadhali. Wakuu wa taasisi za serikali tafadhali naomba msimame na mje ili tuweze kuruhusu mkuu wetu aweze kuendelea na ujenzi wa taifa hili, na pia delegation yetu wanaelekea airport sasa. Wakuu wa taasisi naomba niwaone hapa pembeni tafadhali, hata kwa uchache wenu naomba tafadhali. Gilead, sijakuona ukiingia kwenye picha hizi, naomba uingie na wewe sasa tumalize picha hizi. Wakuu wa taasisi za serikali left and right. All right, that's a very special picture of women in business, or business women from China, and the final picture is all right. Karibuni wakuu wa taasisi za serikali tafadhali. Karibuni kwenye picha. All right, let's go to our proper seats, please. All right, congratulations everyone. Hongereni sana. We've come to a successful conclusion. Tumemaliza salama na kwa mafanikio. Tuendelee kufanya bidii kubwa ya kushirikiana pamoja na wenzetu kibiashara, ama ni binafsi ama kwa taasisi zetu, makampuni yetu. Fursa tumezisikia, serikali yetu ni sikivu, saidizi. Hongera wote ambao tumeandaa kikao hiki. Na sasa nakaribisha meza kuu kusimama. May I please request the high table to rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. We are saying kazi iendelee. Please rise. Naomba tusimame tafadhali. Naomba tusimame kwa heshima ya Makamu wa Rais na viongozi ambao sasa watakuwa wanatuaga na sisi kuelekea katika majadiliano zaidi na pia chakula cha mchana. And so in Chinese we say Zaijian, right? Goodbye. And hope to see you again.